All right, back out in the shop again. I thought I would do like an update video. It's been a long time since I've posted something on YouTube here, so let's catch up, I guess, where we left off with the cars. So right now the Beamer is still 6-liter, and it's having some issues with, I think, oil starvation and just bearing problems. Dipstick isn't looking too hot. So this is the 5.3 that I had in the car for one drift event, and then same problem, had oil starvation. This was before I had the oil pan baffle and the upgraded oil pump. So as the night went on, sort of the oil pressure kept dropping and ended up calling it quits early just to save the motor. So today I'm just working on getting this thing back together. Just got my shipment from Summit, so I've got their cam bearing installation tool and removal tool. And I've also got my King bearings and a rear main and a front main, and then of course the oil pickup tube O-ring. So the plan for this one is to get this rebuilt. It's just a stock head, stock cam, stock type 5.3. So I'll get that swapped into the Beamer, and then I'll have the 6-liter back on the engine stand, and then I can work on that one. What I'm going to do with that, I'm not sure. Maybe just refresh it, same type deal, and just have it ready to go. So yeah, that's the little update on the drift car. I was actually daily driving it for about a month, and motor started to get a little loud just on cold starts. You can hear it knocking a little bit, so decided to park it and just be a little preventative on it instead of just trashing another motor. So, oh, and the diff also broke, the diff mount. So I picked up some new bushings and I've got a new bolt for that. I might just try to fabricate a separate bracket to reinforce the diff mount. I guess it's pretty notorious for these cars for it to break. So yeah, I'm gonna work on this here, try out this handy tool. Got my big fucking hammer, and I'm gonna take a couple swings of this and see how this works. Oh yeah, ain't nothing to it. Just a couple bangs with the hammer and she popped right out. So I'm going to do the first 4, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I gotta put the motor on the ground to be able to get to this one. Yeah. Unless I rotate it up, I might be able to get the tool in. I don't know. Unless I can do it from the front. Maybe that thing's long enough. Either way, I'm gonna bang out the rest of these, and then we'll see if I can get the last one out. All right, as you guys can see, I'm doing this with the pistons and rods actually still in the bores, and I've left the heads on. I compression tested this motor sort of right before I pulled it out, and it was like 180 across the board, so it only suffered from oil starvation. So I really didn't see an issue with leaving everything together and just reshelling it and putting it back together. So it looks like I can get the last one here. It looks like I'm gonna have to remove the cam position sensor there, and then the tool should be able to get through. So I'm just gonna unbolt that and then get that last bearing out, and we'll start hammering the new ones in. All right, so I was just able to push the cam position sensor down far enough just to get the tool to just clear it, and was able to knock that last one out through the back, which is kind of cool. This tool leaves plenty of room to be able to do it. And you can see the bearings here, definitely looking in pretty rough shape. When I dropped the oil after the drift event there, it was all full of this coppery looking type material. So I actually think the mains and the cam bearings are probably okay. They don't look too bad, but I've got some ACO or some King Race for both of those there, so should be some more peace of mind and hopefully some more reliability. And then here I've got the new cam bearings, and they look like they're the right ones there. I actually bought 2 sets just in case I screw one up putting them in, so they were pretty cheap, only about 25 bucks each. So yeah, and try to line these up. I guess there's 1 or 2 of the oil galley holes have to line up with that, and nothing to it but to do it. So gonna hammer them in. All right, so I was watching a couple YouTube videos on how guys put these in, and the best way to do it, it seems, is to mark the top dead center here, like halfway between these 2 holes for the oil feed. One is just not used and the other is used. I guess it's just so you can put them in either way. So I'm just gonna mark the top dead center, and then this will go in that way. That way when I'm dropping them in like this, I can see my paint marker line or Sharpie line and just make sure it's positioned upright, and that should make sure they get in square and make sure that oil galley lines up. All right, so I got all 5 cam bearings reinstalled. Nice little thing about this engine stand is it just gave me enough clearance to come at it from the backside here to punch the very front one in. So that worked out really well. It's nice to be able to keep it on the stand here. So I did kind of make a huge oof on one of the cam bearings. That's why it was a great idea to buy 2 sets, and I'm really glad I did. I didn't realize they were numbered for which hole they were supposed to go in. So this one I got a little carried away pounding it in. Then I realized that the box is labeled with different part numbers. So that's my bad. Oh, well, at least I've got a full set of, or almost a full set here of more cam bearings, so I can use those in the 6 liter, or maybe I'll just order another set, whatever. It's all good. So I'm gonna work on putting the rest of this back together. Just rod bearings, main bearings, and I will get the front and rear timing covers on and seal it back up. Then once this is sort of back together, I can start working on the car and start tearing it down. That's the plan. All right, mains are in. Got the mains in over here too. Yeah, work on the rods here, and then we can drop this crankshaft in. All right, I'm back out here in the shop again, working on the drift car here. So I didn't really film putting the motor back together. One of my good buddies came over and we banged it out, dropped the crank in, and pulled the 6 liter out, which is sitting over here now, and then redressed the 5.3, swapped it back in. We kind of did it over the course of 2 days there. But just been working on this thing today, putting the final touches back on it. Just been getting the rad back in, the intercooler, and just getting all the rad hoses hooked back up. So this is kind of the new setup that I've been working on over the winter. I actually did a lot of this fabrication over the last 3 months here. Probably, yeah, pretty much after Christmas I got started on it. So I just basically built a new bash bar and pushed it out a little bit farther into the bumper, and gave myself a little bit more room to squeeze in a small little intercooler there. And I also picked up a different style radiator. Had to get a little fancy here just to make it around the bash bar. But other than that, everything else is still the same. Still got the little swirl pot over on this side, and also kept the meth injection there just to keep some of the temps down. Now it's not like the largest intercooler. I think it's about 2 3/4, and it's 3-inch in and 3-inch out on each side. So the meth will help just kind of keep the temps down if it heat soaks or whatever. Other than that, it's still a stock motor. Still got the Snake Eater 1000s. It's running the Holley Terminator. And this year I actually swapped to the VS Racing. This year I swapped to the VS Racing 7875, the new Gen 2. So that's got the billet Batmo wheel, compressor wheel, and it's got the 1.25 AR hot side there. And just kept the same 3-inch downpipe and just made an adapter there, 4 to 3. The outlet on this turbo is 4-inch. So yeah, actually just fired it up yesterday, and it's got like 65 pounds of oil pressure cold, so I'm pretty happy with that. A lot better than what it was before. So yeah, that'll do it for this video here. Next time I'm working on this thing and filming, hopefully we're going to a drift event and we can test out the new 5.3 and hopefully it holds together. So that's it for the LS swap to BMW for now.